Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today for a webinar on Zoho Social. My name is Tilak, I'm part of the marketing team for Zoho Social. Zoho Social comes from Zoho and we have a comprehensive suite of 35 plus products. Plenty of great products for growing your business, by the way. You can check them all out at zoho.com, which is ZOHO, zoho.com. So now I'm going to take you through the basics of how to use Zoho Social in this webinar. Be sure to check out the whole thing as I'll be giving you some tips in between. You can also tweet to our Twitter handle at the rate Zoho. Okay, so on our agenda today, we'll be talking about what is Zoho Social and how do you manage your social networks using Zoho Social. So today's webinar is more like a quick walkthrough the fundamentals of Zoho Social. So first up, what is Zoho Social? Zoho Social is a social media marketing product that helps you to publish content and reach the right audience at the right time. Apart from publishing, Zoho Social also lets you monitor your social media activity across all of the four major networks, say like LinkedIn, Facebook, Google, and Twitter. So, Zoho Social helps you to publish great content, reach the right audience at the right time, listen to what people are talking about your brand, speak to them, engage in quality conversations, and of course, monitor keywords which are relevant to your industry. This is like one of the most important features for your competitive analysis and understanding what are the trends in the market and what is happening around. So, broadly, Zoho Social covers these five areas. I will be elaborating these points as we move ahead. So, this is how it looks like once you have created a Zoho account and logged into Zoho Social. You'll get a prompt to connect all your social networks here. So now let's go and dive right into our dashboard. You'll see this kind of a screen once you have logged in and configured all your accounts. So when I'm saying account, what I understand is that all your social networks, like this is the dashboard we use for managing social networks for my brand, Zoho, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+. So once you've configured all of this, the main page of dashboard will appear something like this. You have this live stream in the right. You have your latest posts. So first of all, let's understand how the social media marketing works. How do you manage your social media presence? So what are the things you do? You create, publish new content. You share different variety of stuff with your audience. You see how your previous posts have performed and how to tweak your future ones. Maybe use some stats, analytics, which we have arranged here. You discuss various posts and reports with your team members and craft a content marketing strategy based on that. And most importantly, you listen to your audience and monitor what is being talked about. So broadly, these are the areas, and when we designed the dashboard of Zoho Social, we kept all these things in mind. So the first thing which you see is this dashboard in which we have arranged all these sections exactly in this fashion. Okay, so starting with the most important feature, how do you publish a new tweet or a post, or how do you schedule stuff? So, I mean, this is one of the highly talked about features for any social media marketing tool. So let's start with this. If you talk about engagement features, you can connect four social networks. So this is the pop-out window which comes, and you can see that all your networks which have been connected, you can see here. So let's do something out here. Say here is a live tweet from Zoho Social webinar, and maybe I can add our webinar page here. So yeah, if I publish it right now, it will go to the Twitter account of Zoho. So yeah, there I said that. If you check the Twitter account of Zoho right now, the tweet will appear there. So this is how you compose a tweet. And the best thing about this part is that you can post the same message across these social networks all at once. The importance of this is that it helps you to maintain a uniform brand voice across all your channels. So as I did right now, it's you have the publish now button. You can save your posts as drafts. So this gets stored in a separate folder called drafts, which I will come back to later. You do this once in a while when you need to discuss some post, or you need to collaborate with your team members about publishing something. So you can always, it's like emails, you generally the ones which you save in drafts, you can always come back to them later. So Zoho Social has a separate dedicated section for drafts. So this was about these two buttons. You can also schedule your post for a future date and time, and we'll automatically publish it around that time and send you a confirmation email. For example, I can go to say February. I can tweak the time, say I want to publish it around 6 p.m. So I can schedule it accordingly across all these networks. If you want to just select one of these networks, say like only publish it on Google Plus, this is exactly how you do it. You can just uncheck most of the other boxes and then you can just select Google Plus and go with it. But guess not, if you're not sure what's the best time for your audience, you should check out the Smart Queue feature. This is a really handy feature that automatically suggests the best time to schedule a post based on how your audience have engaged with your brand in the past. So for example, right now SmartQ tells me that this post can be scheduled at 26 January 9 p.m. IST and it is likely to reach 40% of my top engages. Okay, what about the next best time? So you click on this arrow and it says, how about tomorrow? It will reach 20% of my top engages. So thus we can see that Zoho Social is suggesting the best time for me to publish this post. So this was the scheduling part. Apart from this, we also have time warp for Facebook. This is an exclusive feature which we get for Facebook. Here you get to choose what time you want the post to go live across various time zones. So you can always customize your target audience. Like I just want to publish this post in say UK and US, and the language can be say English, UK, US. So I have customized my audience. Now you can see this feature of time warp is coming here. So with time warp, what happens is that I can make this post live across those particular time zones. For example, if this post is scheduled at say 6 p.m., it goes at 6 p.m. for every selected country in their own time zones. Now, this is like one of the important parts about smart targeting, that you get to actually target which country it goes live and which time as per their own time zones. So this is one of the benefits of using time warp. Okay, so for those who have joined the webinar just now, so far we have just gone through the basics. We have just told about how you manage your social media, what are the important parts of managing social media, how do you compose or schedule or publish a new tweet or a new post. I told about the designing of this dashboard, that at Zoho, how did we come across this design? Why is this the first page when you log on to Zoho Social and when you have configured all your accounts? So we'll come back to the other sections later, but those who have joined recently, this is what I've spoken so far. Be with me for the next 30-40 minutes because I'll be giving you some tips in between. So coming to the post sections, talking about composing, scheduling, and publishing, we also have this bulk scheduler. This is exactly below this new post section. So this is how bulk scheduler looks like. Okay, so coming to bulk scheduler, Zoho Social now makes it super easy to import and schedule multiple social media posts in one shot using this bulk scheduler. So if you want to add images to this, you can simply mention the URL. In fact, when you do this bulk scheduler thing, you can always follow this checklist. Some of the points have been mentioned here. The format of the spreadsheet which you need to upload, it has to be an CSV XLS file. The date format should be something like this. You need to follow this checklist whenever you're using this bulk schedule. You also have this sample SCX file just to get an idea that how do you work on this bulk scheduler. But make sure you have got the format right. You can set up multiple posts in one go using this bulk scheduler feature. Okay, but at the same time, guys, I would like to say that if you're clear about what kind of content needs to go with bulk scheduler, you should then only use this feature. I mean, the point is to always try to add a human voice rather than simply automating all your posts. So, this is one of the features, bulk scheduler, which you should always come back when you're actually clear about your content marketing strategy. So, in fact, even at Zoho, we haven't used it very frequently. So, this is good for the bulk multiple posts when you're very clear that, yeah, on these dates, these are the things you need to set up. But at the same time, it's very important to listen to what people have reacted to your post. You need to talk to them, you need to add a human voice. So, I think that is the most important part of any social media strategy. So, use it, enjoy it, but at the same time, understand that the human voice is most important. Okay, so that was about bulk scheduler. Then we also have one very exciting feature called Bitly integration, which I will quickly show you. So in addition to our default link shortener, if you can go to settings and understand, we have this Bitly integration which we have recently implemented. Zoho Social now lets you use your Bitly account to shorten links. Not just that, you can also see all the Bitly analytics within the Zoho Social dashboard. So once you have configured your Bitly account, if you go to the report section, back to Home Sweet Home, you will see that all your Bitly stats can be accessed at this report sections. So, I mean, report section is one of the highly rated features of Zoho Social. And talking about rating and talking about features, so, and by the way, Zoho Social lets you publish and schedule unlimited posts even if you're on the free plan. So, after this, we come back to the post section. This section displays all the published and the scheduled posts all neatly assembled at one place. There is also a calendar display in the right. You can easily navigate to any date and see your previous, say, like I want to see something from November. You can also see the post schedule for the future, say, like I want to see something from the next month. So these boxes indicate that something has been scheduled on this date. So this is thus it's more like a time travel tool in which you can simply go to any future date or past one and see the post scheduled at that time or the ones which have been published. So this feature comes really handy while planning your content calendar. Also, you must have noticed that how it automatically showcases the squares reflecting that a post has been scheduled. So this is for the scheduled posts. You can also see the publish post, which is the default feature when you once you come to publish posts. So you can also filter these by the network you want to follow. Say like I just want to see the published posts of my brand on Twitter. So the recent one has been the Twitter one, which we have recently tweeted from this webinar. You can also see the other one. You can check out the details of this post. You can go to the previous ones. So you can always see that how your post has performed, which countries it has been popular, which languages these people speak, how many people it has engaged to, what is the potential reach, which is like 31.4K for this post. So you can get into the details of any post published by clicking on details, post details. You can also see the scheduled post, which I told you earlier. Like these are the ones I've scheduled for tomorrow. Then there is this promoted post sections and the drafts. So drafts is the same folder which I spoke previously that whenever you want to publish something but you want to take some time and discuss with your team members about it, you can always save it as a draft. It will be saved here. And then you can tag your team members here, say discuss with them. Like I want to discuss this with, say, Guru. So I'll tag these people and say, let's publish it next week, something like this. So this is more like tagging your team members and discussing about the post. If they want to add something, they want to say cut down the hashtags, whatever it is, you can always collaborate. This goes to the collaborate section, which I'll again explain in detail. So that was about posts. Then we go to messages. Okay, messages. This section aggregates all the messages received in your inbox from your Facebook page and your Twitter handle. So you can view in conversational format, the standard threaded way, which most of our networks, say like Twitter, Facebook, and even LinkedIn lately have started following. Something like this. You can also see the entire thread, the date, the time, everything from here. If you want to check out some particular network, like you just want to see the DMs received in Twitter and the conversation, it will be something like this. So again, you can discuss this with your team members or simply reply from here itself, something like this. So this goes. So this was about the messages. Okay, now let's come back to the most important part of Zoho Social, and again the one which was most popular in a recent poll also, the report section. Zoho Social provides easy to understand visual reports which help you to get meaningful insights about your brand's social media presence. You can choose to check out the basic stats or go further to understand the nuts and bolts with detailed analytics. Okay, so Facebook is the default network set here. You can always flip it to say Twitter or LinkedIn. So you'll have access to all these reports and graphs that help you understand your audiences better. You can create and publish content that engages them because of this. For example, here is a graph which shows you how your brand is performing. So this shows the replies, retweets, and likes of your brand on a daily basis. So you can export it as a PDF or a PNG file. You can discuss this again with your team members. It will come back to the collaborate section, which I just spoke. So you can pick one of the individual reports and you can discuss with your team members. So for example, this graph, it says which cities are your fans from, or say which cities are the people reached from. You can even change it to the kind of diagrammatic presentation if you want to see. So this is really handy because it can help you decide what time to post the content and what languages people are speaking. Like your fans are communicating mostly in English out here, as you can see clearly in the graph. So this is a very handy feature because you can quickly make decisions that yeah, this is what is happening. This is the kind of content which is getting a good say feedback. You can also check out say based on the time, say like past 15 days I just want to check out. So it will be something like this from this to this time. Analytics also tells you something similar, but more about the type of content which works the best. Like for example, the post with images get a better engagement. When is the best time to post? So you can see that maximum have been around Tuesday lately. What are the connections talking about you? Who are my key connections? Of course, you can anytime put this in collaborate section and discuss with your team members. You can also export it as a file and send it via email also. So yeah, a lot of interesting features and variables you can use using this all time. So it shows something like this. All right, apart from this, you can also customize your reports by picking the variables that matter for your business. So for example, I want to just check out the brand performance overview. So Facebook is the default section here. You can also see say like Twitter. So let me pick the variables from each network only on the basis of brand performance overview. So this is how it looks like across various networks, the overall brand performance. Look at LinkedIn, look at the way it has been soaring in the last 1 year. So you can create a customized report based on the kind of parameters which are important for your business. So all of them can be totally customized, totally handpicked, and totally tailor-made only for your business. So you can discuss this with your team or save them for later. You can also share them with anybody via email. And the best thing about these reports is that we do not charge separately for these kind of reports. So you can always include them. So this was the report section, the stats and the analytics. On the right, you can also see this is one of the most important features, the live stream. And the other features which you get is brand health, brand index, latest posts. So live stream can display all the interactions people have been doing with your brand across various social networks. You can use the live stream feature to stay in sync with the real-time stream of all interactions, including direct messages in your inbox, wall posts, and brand mentions. That is any social media mention about your brand across various social networks. So using live stream, you can directly respond to these messages from within the section. So you can just see, for example, this is the person who has started following you. You can follow them back right from live stream itself. You can see their presence overall. So the best thing is that you can directly respond to all these messages. You can acknowledge them, you can like them, retweet them, comment on them, anything right from the live stream itself. So this section of live stream is more like your daily dose of motivation to master the digital universe. See, I'll tell you about myself. Whenever I come to office, I grab myself some coffee or a sandwich in the morning, and the first thing I do is log on to Zoho Social. By the way, I manage the online reputation of this brand Zoho. So what I do is that rather than checking the individual pages like logging onto Facebook or going to Google Plus, I simply scroll down this section and see that if there is anything which requires an attention, I can quickly acknowledge some mentions received. If there is anything which requires some discussion with my team, it can be shared from here itself. And as I told you, I can also follow users right from here itself. So as you can see, when it comes to social media, it's not about hard work, it's more about managing your entire exercise smartly. So live stream is a very handy feature which helps you quickly just have a look at how your day is looking. You can always come back and see if you have received any more mentions. So there's a bubble which comes here in case of any new mentions or brand mentions or anything received. So you can check it from time to time and just take a look at how your brand has been performing across various social networks. Something similar which we see is notifications. So on the top right, you can see this bell kind of figure. This shows red alert in case of a new unread notification. This will show all activity related to your brand channel on any of the networks, such as when people mention your brand on Twitter or comment on your page post on Facebook. You can also reply, favorite, or retweet from here itself. Something like this. So, for example, our user has recently talked about implementing Zoho CRM. So we can retweet it from here itself. We can just say thank you, something like say glad you are liking it, and the name of the user. I think this is one of the important features we need to understand, that whenever you're communicating with any user, addressing them by their name is something very important. I mean, they say that the sweetest word in the word is your name. So I think that is something very important. Whenever you're addressing your users, do a little background check about them. See what kind of professions they are coming from. Is there anything you want to talk to them? Say like if they are into any kind of project or about their business. So it's always important to keep your replies, your messages, your overall mentions in a very personalized manner. I think that really helps. That helps you establish a very strong rapport with all of your users. So on that note, let me tweet this. Glad you're liking it, Melanie. Cool, we have sent out your reply. So I can like it from here. I can see. I can do a lot of stuff right from here itself. So now see, the live stream says two new features, two new mentions. So this you can always come back and see what is happening around. Now let's go to monitor. Zoho Social has a monitor section that lets you keep a track of all relevant keywords and conversations in real time. So you can listen to what's being talked about your brand or relevant keywords, phrases from your industry, and you can engage with users right from the same column. So right now, like for example, I'm tracking this keyword of Zoho, so I can just track whatever the mentions I've received. Like Mr. Patrick says, currently watching this webinar. Great. So let me like this right from here itself. Patrick, I see you. And if you can see, you can just get a quick profile about the person also from here itself. What is their following? What are their followers? Patrick is from which place? So you can get an idea. And as I told you that it's always good to have a personalized connection. So after the webinar, maybe I'll spend another 5-10 minutes and see that what is Patrick up to, what kind of work he does, and then maybe we can just engage with the person. So that is what I'm trying to tell you guys, that whatever business you're up to, you can have a bakery, you have a leather factory, whatever it is, but it is very important to create a personal rapport with your user. So this was about the mentions, the keywords. You can also manage your other accounts and list right from here itself. So for example, I want to search for a new keyword, say like hashtag social media marketing. So I can see all the tweets in real time basis, whatever people are speaking about in terms of social media marketing. So you can stay organized and manage your list like this. Whatever industry you come from, understand that what are the most popular keywords. Like if you're an SEO analyst, how about this word, this hashtag of SEO or search engine optimization? Of course, nobody tweets about search engine optimization if they want to eat up all their 140 characters. So it has to be hashtag SEO. But what I'm saying is that whatever domain you come from, understand the keywords and see that how you can keep a track of people around you. You can also say hashtag your location to see if somebody in your area, your country, your city is looking for some particular service. So there are many ways of utilizing this monitor section of Zoho Social. So apart from this, you can also see your Twitter lists, which gets created right from here itself. You can toggle from these buttons. You can also save them as separate columns, like what I've done so far. You can change user permissions. So when I say user permission, basically I have these people have access to this column. So I can always decide that, yeah, I don't want to this person to see it. So this is something I can manage the user permission, which team member gets to see which column right from here itself. Even if you want to remove this column, like social media, I don't want to see for some time, so let me remove this column. So something like this. That was about monitor. Now let's come to connections. Okay, so Zoho Social maintains a constantly growing list of your connections. So when I say connections, I mean all the people who engage with your brand across social networks. So you'll have ready access to recent conversations with your audience. So this is a growing list of people who have engaged with your brand across your Google Plus, Facebook, and Twitter channels. So for example, if someone follows your brand on Twitter or makes a post on your Facebook page, they would automatically be added to this list of connections. And whenever, see, this is one of the good features about Zoho Social, I'll tell you quickly, that whenever you're confused about something, always look for this question marks. This will give you an idea. For example, when I was at this page, this tells you what exactly is the tooltip for that section. So something like this. So this is something we have strategically placed in a lot of places just for our users to have a very efficient and smooth onboarding process. And of course, our support is already active. You can always email us and tweet us at Zoho in case of any confusion. So we're trying to help you in all possible ways and just make sure that your overall experience with using Zoho Social should always be smooth and very good. So let's pick one of these connections, say like this one. So I can see that I last engaged with this person when he retweeted one of my tweets, which was this one. Zoho CEO Sridhar Vembu's take on the possible acquisition about a company. So this is where the user interacted with us last. This is what the user has been up to, their previous tweets, their previous presence. You can see how is the fan following, how's the followers, what kind of likes, how many lists the person is associated with. So if you want to see some particular features, if the engagement is really um, say a lot of things have happened, you can always filter them out based on what you want to see. So this is how you can keep a track of all your connections, have a personalized connection with them, establish some rapport using this connection section. Okay, so coming back to the dashboard, let's see this collaborate. How does this work? So 10-15 minutes previously, before I just spoke about my team that Guru Praval, let's publish it next week. So another team member, Mr. Anand, they say that let's discuss about this tomorrow. So yeah, this is one of the things which we easily can use. We can discuss a lot of things using collaborate section, and we can say collaborate with a team to come up with new ideas for new posts or compare the performance of existing ones, talk about people who engage with your brand and discuss how to respond to incoming posts. So this is one of the good parts about collaborate. So this was about the collaborate section. Now let's come to the settings part. By the way, you can also flip your brand from here itself. You want to switch to some other brand, like I want to use this brand right now. You can switch your brands if you're managing multiple accounts, like if you're a social media agency or you're a business with 2 3 accounts, you can always manage them from here itself. So let's see the settings. The very first section is brand information. So you can see the display name, the photo, the link shortener if it has been connected for the Bitly account, which social networks have been associated with this account. Do you want to disconnect them? Do you want to sometimes the re-authentication thing comes. So this is exactly it lands you to for re-authenticating that account. Then you have the brand users. Here you can see that which user under which role is handling this account. Which are the users who have been invited but they haven't responded yet. In this case, it is because they are already a part with a different email ID. So you can always check out their roles. Talking about roles and permissions, you can also create a new role. Say like I want to create a new role of say manager who can just access messages, advanced reports, and say manage settings. So this is how I do it and create a new role. So when I come back to the brand users, I can always allocate this role to one of my team members. So the best thing is that you have complete control over this, because most of the time you might have more than just one user managing your social media presence, or say you may have multiple brands that you manage. So you can use this interface to control who sees what. So basically this section helps you to do all the tweaking part in order to manage your account. You can also see the notifications, which are the ones you want to subscribe to, if a post goes live, if it fails, if there is an if the authentication token has expired, which are the notifications you want to see, all these things. Everything from the settings section itself, portal users, portal settings, everything. Okay, so switching the brand again to Zoho. Okay, now let's go back to our main dashboard screen, which is Home Sweet Home. The first thing you see as soon as you log on to Zoho Social is brand health. As the name suggests, it indicates how your brand has been performing on various social networks. So you can consider various factors here, like say like total audience, active ones, engagement done, etc. So when I say active audience, it says people who have engaged with your brand over the past 30 days. In fact, let me compare it with something like, say, walking into a gym. What's the first thing that happens when you visit your gym, in case you go? You say hi to your personal trainer, and then she or he tells you that what has been your progress so far. Maybe you'll be told to increase the cardio or cut down on carbs. Maybe you can they will advise you to increase the count of push-ups, or maybe they say that run for 15 minutes more. So what is happening is that you get an idea of how things have been so far and what is next for you. This is exactly how this section works. You get an idea of how your brand has been performing across various social networks, whatever you have configured in Zoho Social. For example, I have configured all these 4 channels. So I can see what has been the overall brand performance in this section. In fact, we can say that Zoho Social is more like your social media personal trainer, just like those gym trainers, which tells you how your brand has been performing on social media and what are the things you should maybe do again or completely stop doing when it comes to your performance. So basically, it gives you stats and figures. For example, if I see this green fonts figure here, I see that there has been an active audience percentage increase of 1.3% on Twitter. So this is what I've gained over the last 1 month. So it's pretty evident that we kept this section of brand health, brand index, lifetime on the right, all these sections on the top only for your ready reference whenever you log on to your Zoho social account. First thing, brand health. Second thing, live stream. This is how you work. Apart from that, the brand index. This is a granular score for a particular social network, say like Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, or LinkedIn. For example, on this date, say like January 14th, the brand index for my LinkedIn was 6. Next date was 6. And then by 16th, it went to 25. So what is happening is that the brand index reflects your performance on that network for you to compare over time. Apart from this, you also have your latest posts performance here. So for example, this is my latest post, the live tweet one. Again, Mr. Patrick is here. We see 3 likes have been received. Potential reach 26.1K. So this is the performance so far with my latest post. So I mean, I'm sure you understand now that why this section is on the top for your ready reckoner. Apart from this, we also have the mobile applications which you can download from your Android or iTunes store, depending on what phone you have. You can it helps you to keep a track of what's being said about you or your brand on the go. So you can come back to say the features page or download it on the App Store or the Android store right from here itself, Google Play. So this is at our Zoho Social main page. We also have browser plugins, say Firefox and Chrome. So it helps you to share content effortlessly right from within your browser. So you don't have to flip between the windows and just come back to Zoho Social again. You can just simply share from the browser itself. What we saw in today's webinar was how to follow basically a daily routine of managing your social media presence. So when you log in, if you want to say compose something, publish something, or schedule something, the first thing you do is go to new post, type something, see if you want to publish it across all the channels, see if you want to save it as a draft. See if you want to smart queue it, see the date, see the month, where do you want to post it, which countries you want to post it, do you want to time warp it using your Facebook, do you want to schedule it, do you want to target your audience, how about using the bulk scheduler, do you want to use the bulk scheduler feature by uploading a spreadsheet from here itself. So these are the scheduling and the posting features. Then we spoke about the messages, all your messages right in one place at brand inbox. You can also filter them out. You can use, say, you only want to check out the Facebook ones. This is how you do it. Then we had the monitor feature in which we tracked certain keywords. These are my already used the default Twitter list, which I can easily access here. So that was monitor. Then we spoke about connections, the list of all the users which you have engaged with your brand lately. And as you can see, like a guardian angel, live stream is all there with you. You can just come back to any of it from any section and you can see what people have been talking right from the live stream itself. Then we talked about collaborate, one of the useful features in which I can tag some of the team members, other team members can respond, we can finalize something, we can also share a report, everything from here itself. So this was about working with your team. And of course, the report section, one of the most useful sections and the highly rated ones in Zoho Social. So you can decide a time frame. You can see if you want to create a spreadsheet version or do you want to make it a graphical representation. So for example, if I want to see my brand performance, this has been day wise here itself, the countries, everything right from here itself. Same with the analytics. Now this is a spreadsheet version. When is the best time to post? What are my connections saying? Which key connections are more active? Where am I getting the most likes from? All these things, the sentiment analysis, everything right from here itself. So depending on what kind of person you are, which mode of communication you are more comfortable in, are you more of a spreadsheet person or you like graphs, depending on that you can always decide how do you want to use it. If you are a social media agency, you can always quickly export these reports as a PDF or a PNG file and you can quickly send them to your clients and I'm sure they will love it. The This has been like we are getting the best feedback about these visual reports. People actually like it because I've seen that most of the people, they like to be quick about it, they don't want to go through the numbers. So using colors, using figures, you can always represent the information very quickly. Then I was talking about creating a custom report in which the default section is Facebook. You can switch to other networks. For example, I just want to see the key connections or some of the variables of Twitter and maybe include something from Facebook, something like what are the demographics of the people I have reached. So this is the kind of report I want to send to my client or send to my manager. So you can also schedule it to be sent at a later date. All these things can be done. So yeah, these were the main features for Zoho Social. Hope you found it informative. In the forthcoming webinars, I'll be talking about specific features of Zoho Social in more detail. In fact, we'll also do some case studies. We'll show that how particular businesses are doing Zoho Social, and accordingly, we can share with you guys. So, coming to the contact part where you can talk to us. You know what? Send me some feedback. Send me a quick mail about yourself. Like, where are you from? What do you sell? How much time have you spent using Zoho Social so far? Are you comfortable using all these features we spoke about? What are the features you're using majorly? Are you more into the publishing and the scheduling section? Are you more into just using the analytics and reports? Are you more into just monitoring what is being said about your keyword, your industry keyword, or your competitors? So tell us which are the features you're feeling comfortable with. Which are the features which need some enhancement, which you want to change or modify, which are the features you again wanted. Like I can see in a lot of Q&As we are talking about Instagram integration, CRM integration, a lot of them. So we have been promptly responding to them and we'll continue to do that for the next 5-10 minutes. You can also go to G2 Crowd, this link. You can also go to this link if you have used Zoho Social for a considerable amount of time and you can maybe leave us a review. So what I'm trying to understand is that why do you need a social media marketing tool for your business and what is the best way we at Zoho Social can help you with. So this is exactly where we proceed from here. You can email us at this ID, support at zohosocial.com. You can simply tweet us at the rate Zoho. And of course, you can also leave us a review. So depending on the stage where you are at this product, I would like you to tell me how you're feeling with this. How comfortable are you? What are your pain points? What are the things we can do better? Let me know about this. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Bye bye.